My name is Stella Chumbe.
My name is Geronimo Guare.
My name is Elizabeth Guare.
With the 16 days of activism, I really wish that all players come together, as the theme suggests, uniting all kinds of person in finding solution towards this. But we also have to be very keen on the issues that bring about these gender-based violence. Let's say, for example, our culture and traditions. Times in certain areas, like for example Bungoma, there are some cultures which contribute more towards gender-based violence, and these community elders or leaders are supposed to be brought together to be part of the planning and part of the implementation of actions towards reducing teenage gender-based violence. So if we highlight the contributing factors and target those who are in charge of, let's say, the communities or those who participate in these, and bring them together and share the knowledge that we have as advocates, as government or civil servants working towards ending this, then it will lead towards ending teenage pregnancies, because different counties have different contributing factors. Yeah, for example, Bungoma is culture. Maybe in Nairobi it's not the culture, it's something else, you see. So it should be county specific.
First of all, maybe just to highlight something on gender-based violence. 1 in 3 women are affected with gender-based violence in their lifetime. By gender-based violence, I don't mean that it is only women who face issues of gender-based violence, but then it's the fact that they're the majority when it comes to gender-based violence. So for me, my call to action will be, let us invest in the girl child to make sure that they have information concerning their well-being, that include their health, education, economic empowerment, issues that cut around women. Let us invest in those issues so that we can be able to reduce issues around gender-based violence. And again, it is important to involve men, because majorly male are the perpetrators. So let us involve men when setting up these interventions to make sure that we reduce gender-based violence. So then invest in girls' need together with involve men when investing in these needs.
My call to action in regards to gender-based violence against women and girls would be punishing the perpetrators when found guilty. And another thing, it is important to have a rescue centers for the victims who have been violated. Yeah, I think that would greatly help to curb the situation of gender-based violence.
For the 16 days of activism, I think it will be very wise, and if we educate the community and the adolescents, girls and young women on matters of gender-based violence. I think if we give them more information and more advice on the issues of GBV, it will be critical to them to get the whole range of information and be able to defend themselves when it comes to matters of sexual and reproductive health rights and the GBV. In addition to that, I think if we come up with therapy session for these young girls who have been abused, it will be also a good help for them. At least they'll come out and speak, and will be able to understand what is happening to them, and also give them some therapies at least to get their minds for them to speak out. Another thing is the perpetrators who are trying to hurt these girls, the community or the government at large will come up with an action plan in which we can get these perpetrators and also even take them to jail and jail them for a long period of time, so that it can be a lesson to other people who are trying to cause the GBV in the communities.
My call to action is to ensure that, because in Kisumu, we have had challenges of safe shelters in Kisumu, because our people are violated. Then you find that for issues, especially for the physical violence or defilement, it becomes very hostile from the perpetrators. So my call to action currently is to ensure that at least we are having some safe space or safe shelter for our victims. Because even if I mention safe, because we are currently living in a world where people need to be reintegrated back to their families. But again, someone would need to be somewhere at around for some temporal time, days, to reintegrate back to their families. So actually that is my call for action for now. And not that I am supporting issues of gender-based violence, I'm also a gender advocate, but just to ensure that the prevention, how do we ensure that that prevention at the grassroots level, sensitization at the grassroots level, doing a lot of local dialects, bringing in pictorials of issues of gender-based violence so that our people can understand that gender-based violence is fueled through this. And if you do this, then this is something that is going to, this is what is going to be, this is the action that will be taken against you. Yes. Thank you.
My call to action is let us stop addressing the fruits of gender-based violence. Let us address the root causes of gender-based violence. Wherever we are addressing are the symptoms and the fruits. Because GBV starts within our households. So if we can go back home to the roots as to where GBV emanates from, it is within our households. So if we can empower each and every individual of households to see the symptoms of GBV, to see how we can handle GBV, then it can never get to the stem and to the trunk and to the fruits. We need to put more effort on preventive measures rather than curative measures, because it begins within our households. Wherever perpetrators are arresting now, they're survivors of GBV way before. So if we could look at it in a different lens and know that this thing is beginning from the way we handle our kids, for instance, from the way I handle my spouse, for instance, GBV is emanating right there because my kid is seeing that. So my kid will be a perpetrator because of what he or she is seeing done in their house. So let us just stop doing the fruits and the roots thing, fruits and the stem thing, because it's right in our households. We need to put more focus in our households. We need to see how this thing can be dwarfed and finished, eliminated from right within our houses.